Hey YouTube, it's Angela. Haven't made a video in a long time. Been super busy this summer. Took a few vacations. Took a road trip from California to Washington. Then I went to Texas for 2 weeks and registered for school. So school's been super busy. Been taking 16 units. I just wanted to let everybody know that everything's good right now, and I don't smoke weed at all anymore because I get cannabis-induced psychosis. Ever since psychedelics really changed my life. I still have a little bit of issues every day with sensory overload and just making weird connections in my brain that make me realize reality isn't reality. Words have limitations, so I can't really explain it that well. I've been making a few playlists. If you guys want to go check them out, there's a happy mood playlist, and then there's a meaningful messages playlist, and the meaningful message playlist may be a little intense for people that are still trying to recover and heal. It may not be something that's suitable for you. I know I watched that stuff when it wasn't very suitable for me and sent me on some psychosis trips. Basically, last time I did acid, which was like in May, so June, July, August, it's been about 3 or 4 months. I experienced a time loop because I've done psychedelics, a lot this past year, trying to get over the first trip that I made a video about. I thought, if I keep doing psychedelics, it'll help me heal from that, and it never really helped me heal. It actually would make it worse, even though I would tell myself that it wasn't making it worse. I just kept going deeper and deeper down the rabbit hole. And in May, I got stuck in a time loop where the whole day was really weird. I was with my friend that was taking biology with me, and the whole day I just knew, okay, something's gonna go down today. I just know it. And each time I thought that thing was gonna go down, I kept avoiding it. I didn't know what was going to go down, but I knew whatever it wasn't gonna be a pleasant experience. It was gonna be hard or, just unpleasant. And so that day I saw 2 people, unexpectedly, that, I'd been friends with a long time ago. One of the people I haven't seen in 2 years, and then the other girl, so this was by the time me and my friend met back up at the beach. And I saw this one girl that, she was my childhood friend. I had been talking to her on Snapchat for a while, saying we should hang out and stuff. And I saw her, and we were hanging out with her for a little bit, whatnot. And there was a point where we got separated, and she's like, I'm gonna go this way. And then I was like, should I go with her? Should I just go with my other friend Andrew? And I was just like, you know what, it doesn't matter. It was one of those things I realized, it's gonna lead to the same destination. It doesn't matter what journey. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I didn't know that I was gonna experience this time loop, but I knew that if it didn't matter if I went with my friend or if I went with my childhood friend or if I went with my new friend. It didn't matter really where I was gonna go, because it was gonna be the same destination, just different paths. So we walk over to these cliffs, and I start laying down, and he starts rubbing his dog's ear in a circular motion. And it's almost like I start realizing that I am so much more than my body. And I start getting wound up into him, rubbing his dog's ear. And it was just all a time loop. The whole experience, it was I became a part of that radio thing again. And I was just singing these songs that made me happy over and over again. And then I started thinking, like, am I the one who's spreading the message right now in the time loop? And, like, these people would walk past me, and it was almost like every time they would walk past me, it was like it all happened before. It's happening simultaneously every day. Every single moment is happening. And it was like every person that would walk past me, it was like I've experienced this millions and millions and millions of times over. And it was just like, it was a really weird experience that I felt like I'd experienced that moment over and over and over again. And then, like, later that night, I was walking and I sat down, and this guy comes up to me and he's like, hey, do you know what time it is? And then as soon as he really saw me, he was like, oh my gosh, this is it. This is one of the moments. This is all deja vu. I've seen you before. You've seen me before. I've been you 10 times over. You've been me 10 times over. And, like, it was almost like we were on the same frequency, like the same level. Like, he knew exactly what I was going through at that moment. Like, he was honestly like an angel. Like, it felt so unreal that, like, somebody knew exactly what I was going through. It was like we were in sync. And, like, when I looked at him, I would see these, like, little triangle, like, the triangle was in the eye, and then it would be like a warp within a warp within a warp, and it would be like coming out at me. It's like weird to explain, but like if you've ever experienced what I'm talking about, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's like the little triangle thing is in their eye, and then it's like the rings or whatever are projecting out at you. And when we hugged, I like saw the Illuminati eye, and I like saw everything. And, like, oh, I forgot to tell you guys, when I was walking away from the time loop, because it took me a while to, like, get over that. Like, there's a lot of detail into it, but I don't really feel like explaining it. After I got over the time loop, I had to go to the bathroom really bad. Like, really, really bad. Because I was like, no, I shouldn't have to go to the bathroom. Like, I was just holding it in. And then, like, I walked to the bathroom, and I had seen the same moment in my dream. Like, I had dreamt that moment before inside my dream. And I was walking into the bathroom, there was a sign, there was, like, homeless people, because where I live, like, there's a lot of homeless people at the beach. And, like, they were all sitting outside the bathroom, and they had this sign that says, tips for the restroom. And I was like, this is making me feel really uncomfortable. And then, like, as I walk in, this lady's laying on the floor, and she's like rubbing her feet within a circular motion, as in, like, me having to go to the bathroom was like wounding me back into the illusion of life. Like come here, come here, come here. Like, it just felt very wrong. Like, it felt evil. And, like, I ran out of the bathroom. I'm like, I've seen this before. Like, and so then I walked over to a different bathroom with my friend, and then I just kind of, like, started rolling in the sand, and I was like, I don't know what to do. And he was, like, trying to talk to me and stuff, but I didn't trust anybody at this point. Like, I was trying my hardest to trust him, but at the same time, that, like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, I don't know if I can trust you. Like, he sat with me for, like, 4 or 5 hours there, and it's like, yeah, that's what a good friend would do, but at the same time, in my mind, I'm thinking, like, you're just a part of the illusion that doesn't want me to know the truth, so you're gonna do whatever it is you think is best to, like, keep me into this illusion, you know? And so that thought was, like, in the back of my mind while he's trying to help me. He's like, you have to get up, like, don't spin out, like, because I always tell him, like, oh, I don't want to spin out. Like, before I did this acid trip with him, I was, like, telling him, like, about the stuff that I've talked about in my previous videos of, like, spinning out and stuff. And so I eventually ended up using the bathroom, but it was, like, the only thing, it's, like, true, the only thing that really is real is the moment that we're living. Like, what we're living isn't truly real, but what we make real is real, and like what we make matter, like matters. And like when you do psychedelics, like you realize that none of it really does matter because you're from the outside looking in at the illusion. But when you're sober and stuff, you're in the illusion. So it's like when you do that stuff, it can be very harmful to your psyche if you don't understand like the world, and you don't understand things, and you don't mentally prepare yourself. Like people like me like just think, oh, it's just for fun, like I'm just gonna see pretty colors and shit. Like no, like this stuff is like crazy. Like the actual definition that I mean by spinning out is like spinning out to the point where you like become a part of like the matrix. Like you yourself are trapped in this like matrix box of a dimension within a dimension. And it's like you don't want to experience that. Like you need to have faith and faith in something. Like don't let the negativity like make you spin out. Spinning out is like the most unpleasant, scary, like it's like purgatory. Basically spinning out is purgatory, and if you've spun out before, you'll get PTSD like feelings in your body and in your mind. Like this is what I go through all the time when I hear like certain songs and music, and I hear like certain things going on around me. I constantly get like